Sup, Reb? Yeah, I agree. My only complaint with the visual style of this game is that a lot of the environments look samey. But that's legitimately it. Like, the close-ups on the characters still blow my mind that they look so good. The character designs in general are very good in this game. Like, especially Lightning is, still one of their best designed characters visually. Everyone still really likes Lightning. There's a reason that Lightning card I pulled was like a $5 card. Everybody likes Lightning. What's up, heroes? The best looking PS3 game? I think anime style. You have a case. Realistically, no. But JRPG? Yeah, maybe. And this game was not super late in the PS3's lifespan, was it? It was late, but not like the end of the PS3 lifespan. – 2010. When did the PS4 come out? That's old. That's really old. Yeah, that's several years before the PS4. That's pretty crazy.
Enjoy yourself?
Enjoy yourself. I need to change my starting paradigm too. I should probably let them hit a few times before I switch over here. So here's the question. If Vanille is actually a pretty big part of our damage, should I upgrade her weapon? Or should I keep her with the healing staff? Because the healing staff, I mean, that heal is important. Please. Upgrade her noises? I mean, why are we not playing the mod that makes Vanille's sounds louder? That's the real question. That's what I'm not really understanding from you guys, how you've not already convinced me to play that mod. I don't know if that's actually a mod. Sure, there probably is. I'm sure there's a mod that makes like every sound of a Vanille noise or something. Every footstep is a Vanille noise. I was going easy.
Take this.
This guy's so cool, he just sits here and guards. What a cool enemy. He's not like provoking or anything, he just stands there and guard. Complete waste of space. He's sizing me up. Yo, Joe. Thanks so much, man. You excited for Final Fantasy XIV, Joe? You getting your cosplay ready? Let me see here. Actually look at... Does the healer staff ever get... Okay, it does. Why? Man, maybe I'm just nuts. I swear I upgraded the healer staff once and it lost improved cure. So I was like, okay, let's leave it as the healer staff. Like, I swear that happened. Also, is it just me, or... Oh, wait, no, never mind. I see. They all turn into their ultimate weapons. I think I dreamt that. I think I dreamed that. I need adamantite? Just to go from level 1 to level 2? What? Yeah, man. Let's get connected cosplays going. I can't even buy adamantite. Oh my god, it's so expensive. I actually already did that a long time ago. I have a highlight series on YouTube about it. Will I ever do a full Let's Play of it? Probably not, because I did that highlight series instead. And I did not like the game at all. There were small things about it I liked, but mostly I was not a big fan. Was not a huge fan of that one. The time mechanic in that game made me want to not play video games anymore. I'm gonna sell some of these because I don't need 10 of them. You only have 8 hours. You might want to come back now. Like, one of my biggest pet peeves is bad tutorials, but specifically tutorials that give you the wrong information. And good lord. I mean, they were trying to do something with Hope to where he was, like, annoying on purpose or something, but I've never been more annoyed by a video game character in all of my life. Just the constant telling me to do things that are straight up not correct. Like, it was awful. It was actually awful. Hated it so much. It's a shame because that game does have some things going for it. Like, the combat is not terrible. There's parts of it that are fun. Especially the post-game combat is, like, not the worst. How close was I to... 25 or 26, or is it like all the way up to 40? Okay, it's like all the way up to 40. In that case, I'll just drop the mother load. Although I don't know if I want to use too much because Vanille's probably the least important character for a weapon upgrade. I need to save some money for when I get this Trapahedron whatever. Would you say Lightning Returns is the worst Final Fantasy game? Not by a long shot. If we're counting side games. I mean, I guess it depends on if we're counting, like, really side games. Or if we're just counting, like... Because Lightning Returns technically isn't a spin-off. It is the main series game, technically. It's Final Fantasy XIII 3. So if we're only counting main series and their sequels, then yeah, maybe. It might be the worst. Because it's definitely worse than 10-2. 10-2 has a lot of good stuff. A lot of bad stuff, but a lot of good stuff. That improved Cure 2 is going to be massive. Although maybe not really for the boss fight, because he lets you heal, but... It would have been really massive if I'd gotten it prior. Shame I didn't do that. It was expensive, though, that Adamantite. Just for a tier 2 weapon. If we're counting literally anything Final Fantasy related, probably Chocobo GP. That game fails on every level. Fails on being a Final Fantasy game, fails on being a kart racer, fails on being a game that's worth your money. Borderline scam. The only thing that game does well is its music, and it's just because it's more Final Fantasy remixes. Make a Final Fantasy game and put some remixes in it, and people will say it has a great soundtrack. Chocobo GP might have done better if they dropped it on Xbox and PlayStation 2. What, so they could scam more people? You can scam enough people on Nintendo? The game was fundamentally terrible. It doesn't matter what system it was on. No, there is a big difference between the Final Fantasy VII Remake soundtrack and something like Chocobo GP. Final Fantasy VII Remake took every single song and revamped it in its own image, making it fit its own game, and in some ways completely changing this music other than the core melody. And it has a bunch of its own original music. Chocobo GP has Battle on the Big Bridge metal version. That, like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's a remake soundtrack. They took songs that already exist, played them with different instruments, and called it a day. And yes, it's very good, but it's not on the level of something like the remake soundtrack. The remake soundtrack is a masterpiece. I mean, listen to the interview of them talking about how they recreated One Winged Angel. And just look at the amount of credits that one song has in the credits. You'll realize how much of a masterpiece that soundtrack is. More people worked on the soundtrack of the Final Fantasy VII Remake than work on some video games. Nice. Whereas the Chocobo GP soundtrack, although it is good, it is taking music that already exists and remixing it. And so it cannot get as much credit for being like these crazy, amazing songs because, yeah, they were crazy, amazing songs a decade ago. We're just playing them again. But no, I will submit. Chocobo GP has a pretty good soundtrack. Literally, the rest of the game is a scam. It did. If the fundamental mechanics of the way you control your cart was actually decent, I think Chocobo GP could have been good. I really do. And I was excited about it because I love kart racers. I grew up with like CTR. And when Nitro Fueled came out, I was super excited about that until they ruined it. But, I mean, there's nothing more you can say. You can literally buy the Battle Pass without having online access. And the only way to get points on your Battle Pass is to play online matches. You can't get points single player. I bought the Battle Pass thinking I could get it single player and then realized I had to play multiplayer and I didn't have Nintendo Online. So I bought it for no reason. It's a literal scam. Actual scam. And this is Nintendo, so no refunds. Couldn't get a refund if I wanted to. So I just wasted that money. And regardless, even if they did, you know, not let you buy it unless you had Nintendo Online, why is it only online? Why can't you get anything for playing single player? But really, it just comes down to the, really comes down to the gameplay itself is just terrible. Dude, I tried the new Disney Racer. That one has terrible controls too. It's better than Chocobo GP, but it's still bad. I mean, maybe it's just because I grew up with the literal platinum age of kart racers. Like Mario Kart Wii and Crash Team Racing and Diddy Kong Racing and games like that, but man, it just feels bad. It's awful. And I know I'm not alone in that, because I read the reviews and people were like, yeah, this doesn't control very well. But the problem with the new Disney game is it is the most predatory game in existence. It's so bad. And it's a Disney game. You don't need to be that predatory. It's not Apex Legends. It's not like it's keeping your company afloat. Like, they did not have to go that hard. It's Disney. People are gonna, like, put money into it. But they went unbelievably insane with the microtransactions. There are, like, 9 currencies in that game. It's unreal. Like, why? It's just insanity. Like, I opened up the game. I downloaded the demo. And opened up the game, and I played one race, and it took me back to the main menu, and I saw 6 different currencies in my top right-hand corner. And for the race, I got one of like 20 shards for Donald Duck, and I was like, yeah, I'm out. Like, I can't... You start off as Mickey and only Mickey, and you have to unlock everything else, and everything gets unlocked by shards. Everything is a loot box. You don't get crap. Everything is a loot box. Everything is a shard. For a kart racer. Like, this is a kart racer. At least have, you know, the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse crew. Give me Mickey, Donald, Goofy, you know, Pluto, Minnie, something. I got nothing. Gotta unlock my duck. Who wants to unlock the duck? I gotta buy a new cortisol. And then I looked at like who you could get, and they didn't really have that much. I'm sure they've added a ton since then, but they had like Sully and Mike Wazowski, I think, and like Johnny Depp or something, but that was like it. I was like, where's all the classic characters? This is Disney's kart racer. Like, is it crazy to expect, like, I don't know, Elsa? Like, what? I mean, the heck? I think it's this one. The classic Disney character, Johnny Depp. Yeah. It's like all they had. Listen, I'm sure they added more later, but I truly don't understand this new gaming phenomenon. Oops. Of like releasing your game with nothing. I don't understand it. I understand like saving money and not finishing the game and releasing it unfinished and then finishing it over time. Like, I get that. But I don't understand why every game comes out with nothing. When the gaming industry is at this point where first impression is everything. In the world of streamers and a million games releasing every year, first impression is everything. You have to hook the player within the first 10 minutes or else they're just going to move on to another game. And if you're watching a streamer play a game and they're not hooked within the first 10 minutes, then no one watching is going to buy the game. You got to get people invested early or they're just going to move on. So I do not understand why every game comes out so broken. Like, and people keep explaining to me, they're like, oh, well, it's the investors. I'm like, don't the investors want to make money? I don't understand. This is not a good argument. It's always the argument. It's like, oh, well, the investors forced them to release it. I'm like, well, then those investors suck because they're not making any money. You know? Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. I mean, you can really point out just about any game, but a lot of, like, fully online games of the last 2 years released with just no content. And then by the time they finally got content, everyone had already moved on. And I don't see how the investors see that and be like, all right, let's force out the next game quickly. Like, but see, that's what I don't understand. Like, okay, investors don't get gaming. Okay, but they get money. They understand money. Surely they've done this for the past 5 years and realized, oh, every time we rush out a game, we lose money. Right? Like, how is it still happening? How are investors still like, yeah, just release it now and finish it later, and then it gets super backlash and loses a bunch of money, and then they just do it again? Like, it's just strange, you know? It's just very strange. They do get away with it sometimes, depending on what the game is. Like, Call of Duty gets away with it every time, you know? But I see so many games that are new IPs, online-only new IPs, and they release with nothing. Then you have games like Diablo 4, good lord. Like, what? Was the goal to assassinate your entire company? Like, was that the goal? With Diablo 4? Did someone actually say, like, you know what? I want to declare bankruptcy, but I don't want to declare bankruptcy. So let's just make Diablo 4. I don't think I've ever been more confused about a game than Diablo 4 in my whole life. Their last trailer, every single part of the trailer was incorrect. Did you see this? Did you see the new Diablo 4 trailer where literally every part of it was wrong? And not wrong in a way that's like, you know, predatory or something. Like, literally wrong. Like, they just did the math wrong. You should look it up. It's hilarious. There's several math equations on screen that are just incorrect. Like, you just do the math, it's wrong. It's hilarious. Like, I just... And this is their big game that they're trying to... I mean, this is like... I mean, saving their company isn't exactly accurate. But, you know, this is their big game. This is Diablo 4. This is going to push them into the next decade of games. Like, they need this game to do well. Why do they have literal... first day employees working on the big trailer that's gonna like sell the next season? Like, it's bizarre. It's one of those things where I just don't understand it from a money perspective, because I've talked a lot about how games are predatory and stuff. But at the end of the day, it makes them money, it makes sense. But this is the kind of stuff where it's like, this isn't making you money. This is losing you money. I don't understand why this is happening, you know? Yeah, it's hilarious. You should look it up. I forget the name of the video I watched, but one of the big Diablo content creators made a video about the new trailer, and he just goes through every single part of the trailer and goes, it just like shows how it's just objectively incorrect, like just incorrect math. It's really funny. Regardless of what you think of the game, like, the trailer just literally doesn't actually make sense. It's bad, man. It's bad. I mean, we've talked about it a lot in the past, but Blizzard truly has a top-down problem. Like, the people that are doing the people that are calling the shots are not in the right positions, you know? There's truly something wrong with the company itself that has nothing to do with gaming. It's just like the people that are in charge are either not good at their job, or don't care about their job, or they're in the wrong position, or there's something more sinister going on? I don't know. But there's something very wrong with just their basic business structure. It has nothing to do with, you know, video games as a whole. It's the company. There's something wrong with the company. I don't know if that's the exact one I watched, but that looks right. That is the trailer. I don't know if that's the guy I watched, but that's the trailer, yeah. Oh, dude, Diablo 4 is like the ultimate grind fest. But if you're into that kind of thing, or if that's the kind of game you wanted, which a lot of Blizzard fans are, it's pretty good. But it is, man, it's a grind fest. It's an insane grind fest. And like, it's a grind fest in a very like MMO-y way, where you get a lot of like perma buffs and stuff for doing things on all of your characters. So it's not like your typical RPG grind fest where you grind to a point and then start over or whatever. Like, it's a very MMO style, online only style of grind fest, where the early adopters are always ahead. You know what I mean? Which a lot of people wanted that out of Diablo 4, so I think they did a pretty good job with like the general thought behind it. And there's no pay to win whatsoever. It's all there's no pay to anything. There's no pay. Okay, let's just say that. There's zero paying.
Enjoy yourself?
Because the only thing you can pay for are skins, and the skins are downright the worst skins I've ever seen in my life. I do not understand, unless you're like only playing Diablo 4 or you're like a Diablo 4 content creator or something. I have zero idea why you're buying Diablo 4 skins. They are the worst I've ever seen in a video game. I mean, like, you buy a skin and then 3 seconds later you find something that looks cooler off of the first enemy you kill. It's pretty insanely bad, and they're ungodly expensive. Like $20 for a skin that just. And they said when they released the game, there was like a dev talk, and they were like, so what's the microtransactions like? And they were like, well, we wanted to make the microtransactions so that they're not better than anything you can get in the game, just different. So like if you're going for a Skelly boy, then there's like a Skelly boy skin you can get in the shop, and that will help you with your specific look. But we don't want to make it look any better than anything else you can get in the game. Which is an okay concept until you realize the skins are $20. And then you're like, why would I buy a skin that's no better than anything else I can get in the game for free for the third of a price of a video game? That's insanity. Like, you know what I mean? I understand the buying a $20 skin, okay? I played League of Legends in the past. I've bought skins that are exorbitant prices, right? But I get something out of that. I get a skin that's worth that much money, right? But to literally, as the developers say, these skins are no better than anything else you can get, and then expect $20, which this is a $70 game, by the way. This isn't League of Legends, a free-to-play game. This is a $70 video game. To ask another $20 for a skin that you are admitting is no better than the skins in the game is insane. Like, it's not, like, I don't even understand how you make money. Like, it makes so much sense to me to have skins in the game that are no better than the skins you can get, but have them be more specific to certain builds, and make them like $3 a pop. Like 100% I'll buy some of those. I got a thief that I have kind of like a rogue look going on. Yeah, I'll buy a cool rogue hat for $3. Like, for sure. $20? Wait. Again, in a game that's already $70, in a game that you can get a million skins in the game for free, it's just insane. I just don't understand who's buying that. You know, even if you're a whale, even if you're the biggest Blizzard fan in existence and you're a whale and you just buy DLC because it gives you that feel good whatever, I still don't understand why you're buying these, right? Like, yeah, I understand. You play CSGO, you buy a $400 knife so you can go into a game and flex your $400 knife. Like, I get it. A lot of people are going to be like, who's going to buy a $400 knife? But, like, I get it at least, you know? But you're not even flexing with these skins. You buy a $20 Diablo 4 skin. Also, I find it funny that it's 4 skin. And you go into a game and no one cares. They're like, oh, you bought the $20 skin. I found this one. It looks cooler. Like, you know what I mean? You don't even get, like, that flex ability of buying expensive skins. And I don't think there are any, like, super expensive ones. There's nothing you could get where you could be, like, just brag to your friends. I think they're all, like, 20 bucks. Like, that has to be the worst microtransaction, like, from a business perspective. If I'm Blizzard, that has to be the worst approach to microtransactions I've ever seen. Because even if you're making microtransactions that are just an insane price, some people will buy them to flex. But here, like, you've taken away everyone's desire to buy. So I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it from a business perspective. The answer is either have them be cheap so that the casual audience will buy them, or have them be exorbitant and have whales buy them, honestly. Like, if we're talking from a business perspective. But having this, like, middle ground where casual players are never going to buy it because they already bought the game for $70, and whales aren't going to buy it because they can't flex, that just seems bad for everyone. You know what I mean? Like, that just seems bad for everyone. They're not making money, we're not enjoying the skins, like, that just seems like the worst way to do skins. It's very odd to me. And this is Blizzard, man. They've been in the microtransaction space forever. I don't really see how they could not see this coming. It's almost like they were too afraid. They were too afraid to make people mad over the microtransactions. But you know what you do if you're afraid of making people mad? Just make them cheap. You're still gonna make money. You're still gonna make money if the skins are $4. And you'll save your company. There'll be news outlets saying, oh my god, the new skins are only $4. Blizzard, you've done it again. At least give your company some clout back, because that's what it truly needs. That's what Blizzard lives on, is their fans. The people that are willing to just buy anything they create no matter what. So, like, just do something that makes the fans happy. I know, it's shocking. It's absolutely insane what I just said, but do something that makes the fans happy. For once. Before you lose them all. Why when I can scam them? That's the thing, they're not even scamming them. They're not even scamming them. You know? At this point, they're so lost in the sauce that they don't even know how to scam their audience. I mean, all these updates, these Diablo 4 seasons are free. There's no need to fake the numbers or just forget how to do math. These are free seasons. You should only be doing it to make your fans happy so that then maybe they buy the microtransactions. There's no need to like try to fake it or something. Like the whole point with the seasons is just a fan service, like nothing but fan service. Keep the fans happy so that they stay in the game and they buy microtransactions. Well, no, because the skins don't do anything. Like, I get what you're saying, but, like, this is Diablo. The entire point of the game is to grind. So, like, you can go outside and kill one enemy and you'll get armor. Like, that is all you do in the game, is kill things and get loot. If it was like Call of Duty, where you had to kill, like, 100 enemies online to unlock the next skin or something, then yeah, I get what you're saying. But this is a game where all you do is get loot. Like, yeah, in Call of Duty, you have to kill, like, you have to do a ton of work to unlock the good skins. Or you could just go to the store and buy a skin that's, like, comparable in coolness. So a lot of people will do that to save money, or save time. But with Diablo, it's like, that's all you do is kill things and get loot. Like, that is the whole game. I think we'll kill like one or two more, and then if I don't get an item by then, I might have to go fight a GUI. So I can get one. These guys aren't dropping many ingots either. I'm getting kind of unlucky. I need to get at least 2 to offset the price of the Fortisols. I mean, the ingot's like a 20% drop or something. It's like 15% plus the catalog. Shouldn't be this hard to get one. Dude, no one will judge you for having a default skin in Diablo. They'll be like, thank God you didn't buy any. Because the default skins in Diablo look incredible. The further you get in the game, the crazier they look. They look better than the skins in the store. Also, you're a tiny character on a huge screen. People barely look at your skin. This whole, like, getting back into trading cards has made me think a lot about, like, digital goods, too. It's like I went to a card shop, and I could get 3 packs of cards for 15 bucks. And, like, those are physical cards that I can have, and then one day even maybe sell. And I have them forever. versus buying like a skin in a game that's just theirs. I mean, I just have a right to use it for a bit until I stop playing that game. And that's not I'm not saying like never buy digital goods or anything, but just kind of like putting in perspective how expensive things are getting and how little you really get out of it. But that's true of so many things, you know.
On your knees.
It's true of so many things. Buying digital games always feels so, like, crappy. But I've kind of decided that if I can buy a digital game for, like, half the price of a physical game, then I'll just go ahead and do it, because one day that physical game will be, like, super cheap, and I can buy it then, and then in the end I'll save money. And it's more convenient. I used to hate buying digital games, because I'm like, man, I'm going to buy this digital game, and then one day I'm going to want the physical version for my collection, and I'm just going to end up buying it twice. But if I can get the digital game on a sale, then it ends up being worth it, because one day the physical copy will be at Best Buy for $5 in a bin. I can pick it up then.
We'll see who's left standing.
And then you can have the nice accessibility of a digital version, which sometimes I honestly really do like. There's a lot of games that I like having digital, so I can just plop in and plop out.
Enjoy yourself? You're gonna swerve!
I do fear for the future, though, because more and more companies are pushing digital because it's better for them. I do wonder how much longer we have before they're just like, you know what? Here's a all-digital PS6, and we ain't making a physical one. I do still think that's a really long ways away, though. To be honest. Like, I look at other industries that have tried to go digital, and there's always a big enough crowd for the physical. In fact, a lot of times they're a lot more vocal as well. I mean, just look at vinyl, and like how popular vinyl is and continues to be, and it always gets to the point where everyone's like, who cares about vinyl? And then one day it's like back in and everyone loves vinyl, and it like goes in waves. But like, I think the thing with vinyl, I think vinyl is comparable to like NES cartridges. Like, NES games are cool to have digital, but you definitely, to really get the true experience, you want to play it physical, on a physical NES with a physical cartridge. And that I equate to something like listening to vinyl. Like, yeah, listening to a MP3 of Bark at the Moon is cool, but listening to it on vinyl is like the true way to experience it, right? But then with like new games, like a PS6 game, you don't really have that same experience. You could probably just play a PS6 game digitally for the rest of the time and it would feel just the same, right? So I don't think physical media of old games is gonna like disappear, but I think that new games might eventually just phase out physical media. But there's so many people that still want physical games that I don't know if it'll phase out anytime soon. Because too many people just don't trust gaming companies and want the game physically, you know? That's how I am. I want to be able to throw in the game way after Sony is dead and be able to play it, you know? And more new games are stopping that, and it really sucks. Diablo 4, you can play offline, but it's like a really cut down experience. You're really not playing the same game offline. This new zombies mode that's coming out in Modern Warfare 3 is all online, and you can't play solo. Like, it's not based for solo play anyways, but you can't play it solo if you wanted to. And so, you know, it's just not the same. It doesn't feel like a true entry in the series because it's this thing that's going to come and go and then be gone. Let's go, Biblio. Dude, that's sick. I'm glad you're really enjoying it. I really enjoyed it when it came out as well. And I never stopped, like, enjoying it. I just kind of fell off playing it, and then all the bad publicity started, and so because of that, I have not had the inclination to go back, you know? But I never stopped liking it. Like, I enjoyed the core gameplay. Played it quite a bit when it came out. I'm glad you're enjoying it a lot. It sucks because all the bad publicity, like I said, it's killing everyone that kind of took a break from it from ever going back. Like I said before, it's all about the first impression. Once the streamers stop playing it, that's it. Your game is essentially dead. The people that already bought it will keep playing it, but new people aren't buying it. One thing that's kind of cool with the whole streamer meta is that companies have to keep their fan base happier than before. Because if they don't keep their fan base happy, the streamers will complain about it, and people will stop buying it. Whereas before, like, public discourse of video games was much more underground. The core audience would stop playing, but everyone else didn't even pay attention to stuff like that. And to be fair, a lot of the casual market still doesn't, but I hear more and more from people that I would not call core gamers come up to me and tell me, like, oh, it sucks that this game got such bad publicity. I was gonna buy it, now I'm not, you know. Like, I know someone in my family who is not really a core gamer. They just buy a game every once in a while. And I remember them telling me, like, oh, I heard all the streamers were complaining about this game. I was gonna buy it, but now I'm not. Like, this stuff matters now. Like, it's... The public opinion of a game matters way more now than it did 10 years ago. It's not the life or death of a game, but it's definitely important. And in some instances, I would say it's the life or death of a game for, like, MOBAs and stuff. Those types of games, public discourse is just way, way too important. Oh yeah, most people aren't complaining about the gameplay of 4. It's everything else surrounding it. And just Blizzard being unbelievably daft with the way that they're talking to the community. Every time Blizzard gets on stage to talk about Diablo 4, disaster strikes. It's wild. It's truly wild how bad it is. And this is a company that's been in the gaming industry and it's been selling games for so long. Still somehow are just totally lost in the sauce. Alright, I can't decide if I want to keep trying to kill this guy for the stone, or if I should go fight a Gooey. Gooeys have a better chance of drops, but they're going to be way harder to fight. Way harder to fight. They have like 5 times the drop rate, but I might be able to kill 5 of these in the time it takes for me to kill a single Gooey. I could try Death Spam. Because I'm a little afraid. Like, I think fighting him would be more... Oh, I got almost max CP. Realized I had killed that many. I think, killing them would be more optimal if I didn't have to equip all of the, like, item drop and CP doubling accessories. But because I have to buy those, or because I have to equip those, it makes it harder to, like, optimally do the fight. I think death works on the Gooeys. It works on the turtles. I don't... Actually, didn't someone say... Someone said, like, last week that death doesn't work on the Gooeys. I don't know if they knew that for sure or not. I remember someone saying that. Should I turn you into a synergist? Yeah, you can tell me. Should I turn you into a synergist or a saboteur? I kind of need... another synergist. Doesn't work? Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured after thinking about it. Wow, HP plus 15. I still haven't even gotten an ability I can use. There we go, protect. That's good. That shell. Okay, that's good. That'll help. Yeah, this turtle farm is really fast. I guess I should go synergist. But I kind of need her to medic in between phases, so I don't think I can really... I don't think I have time to give her synergist. And Commando is just all physical attacks, right? So, like, there's no need at all for Commando on her. Unless she has, like, a magic... Well, I guess she could ruin. I feel like Commando Ravager is better than Triple Commando, though. Because I need something increasing the percentage, you know? I just feel like her as a commando is total waste. I mean, yes, once he staggers, maybe, but even then, it's still nice having someone increasing the percentage. Ah, she actually gets Protectra. She got some good stuff. Guess I might as well. So I think maybe we'll go try to fight a GUI and see what happens. See how quickly I can kill him. I really don't need CP anymore, I just need a stone. Yeah, especially with the side classes, because the side classes only have one path. So you can just sit here and hold X. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, I feel like I can survive in the fight. I just feel like I can't do enough damage. Maybe now I can. If I can upgrade Fang's weapon, then I'm more confident. That'll also give her additional ATB. Which I don't know how much that'll really help, but given that you can like charge up your ATB and wait for him to switch, that is like one additional attack you're getting off. So specifically for this fight, I think it's pretty good. I feel like Snow kind of fell behind. He used to have like double everyone's HP, now he doesn't really have that much more. Except against Hope. Alright, let's go fight a GUI. See how it goes. The GUI was pretty easy, because he didn't Ultima. It's like it just Earth resistance, and he was pretty easy, but he just took a while to kill.